Figaro.
Figaro.
Not to be confused with finger roll. That's a basketball
Look a
term.
Slim Shady.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 38 of the Abstract Sports Podcast, where we're bringing sports back to life by
Where the
looking
hell
at
are
the
the
game
graphics?
from a unique perspective.
Where are my graphics?
They're coming up soon.
Okay.
I'm doing it a little different, Micah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
You
I want my graphics, Kyle.
just hold up there, okay? But before we get started, I want to give a shout out to all the people who watch, listen, share, comment, interact on the live show. I really do appreciate it. And I have to say that I feel like this thing is kind of catching some traction in some areas, and it's kind of surprising me. Jeff says way loud. Yeah, sorry, that yell a second ago was really loud.
Super loud.
Jason, welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here. I'm just sending my appreciation to the love that you guys give the show. For example, on SoundCloud on the 26th of January, that would be 5 days ago, we had 73 plays on SoundCloud. And that includes on iOS devices like iTunes, people listening on TuneIn or Stitcher, anything like that, anywhere that the SoundCloud distributes to. And that's huge. That was our biggest day ever. And then I have to say shout out to some other countries. We got somebody or a few people maybe in Japan who listen to the show. And they're in Tokyo. I mean, high populated area. But pretty cool to have some international listeners. So shout out to Japan.
They're probably just making fun of us.
Konnichiwa. But obviously mostly the United States. We got a person in France who listened one time. But it's kind of cool to see where these people are coming in from. It's not too creepy because it just gives me a number, like a tick on just one digit. But it's really cool to see where you guys are from. So I appreciate the support, and I'm sure Micah does as well.
Yeah.
But just a reminder for you listeners on SoundCloud, as I just said, I love you guys. But we are also live on Facebook right now. Every Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Go to facebook.com/abstractsports. When you get there, tune into the show, comment, start a conversation, share this stream right now, actually. Share this broadcast with your friends, your family. Spam the Facebook emojis. I know you have those little react things. I don't care if you give us angry faces or even if you drop poop emojis in the comments. That makes me feel good. It's just cool to see some activity. Yeah, Micah's showing you how it's done right there. Just popping up. Boom, boom, boom. But spam those Facebook emojis while I get this intro going. And let's get this entire party started. All right. Hold on. All right.
Graphics.
Yeah.
Hey.
Welcome back to the show. I know that was a real quick interlude. I feel like that's a perfect time to put an advertisement.
Who do you want to sponsor
we'll
this?
be back as soon as this message is done. I have a spam caller calling me. Get the hell out of here.
Get out of here, spam caller.
But Micah, welcome back to the show, man. It's been 2 weeks.
Thank you.
I thought I lost you permanently there for a minute, but
You watch yourself, Richards.
but I knew that he was on a trip. He went up north and got to see the alma mater's campus and
Yes.
went and visited Spokane and went to a hockey game there.
Yes.
So how was the game, man?
The game was good.
Yeah?
It was the most hockey I could have for the price I paid, minus a shootout. It went into overtime. The Chiefs won by 1 goal. It was 5-4.
I have to get used to this.
Kyler
He
Yamamoto,
lost the
who
bet.
we've talked about before, scored the game-winning goal in overtime. So that was pretty neat. He had a couple of points. He had
How neat is that?
a couple assists. Yes, hey, we've talked about this guy before. He was a number one, not number
I'm
one.
like
He was a
turning red.
first-round draft pick.
I feel like I need to be doing it as well. Michael lost a bet, so he's talking in sports radio talk, and I'm
Yes.
embarrassed right now.
I don't know why he's embarrassed. He doesn't have to do it.
I know, right?
It's just his reaction. But no, it was a good hockey game. It was Buck Night, so dollar sodas, dollar hot dogs. So I had
sodas. That's
I just
right,
had, I just had two hot dogs, yes, and
Sound like Elmo there for a second, or
the puck was dropped.
that's Kermit. My bad.
The puck was dropped. The puck was dropped by a member of the Air Force, I believe. But
shout out military.
He rappelled down from the rafters of Spokane Arena, which is no small feat, mind you.
That's lit.
But his hard-soled boots didn't mix well with the ice, so he almost ate it before he handed the puck off to some little girl to drop it.
That would have been great.
So, yeah. And it was also the rival, the TriCity Americans. There was one fight, and the Spokane guy won, so that was great.
You mean it wasn't like both teams full out dropping their gloves and sticks?
Not quite. I've seen one of those games, and it's rather entertaining. However, it does get a little slow.
Yes. I don't know how to respond. Oh, my gosh. Okay, I'm just going to keep it real. I'm going to look at you like this is your normal voice, all right? No, that's really cool, though. I've been to a couple of those games in Spokane, and the crowd gets into it, like the "Go Chiefs, go!" And
they love their Chiefs there. They love their local sports teams.
It's really loud.
I think it's because they don't have any, and Seattle is constantly looking down their nose at Spokane. So anything Spokane has, they really kind of rally behind. So the Chiefs, the Indians, meth, and police shootings.
Crime is bad there. I went and visited this guy and his wife, and we were like, "Oh yeah, let's go check out this really cool park. It's like the best park in Spokane." Okay, yeah, it's just down the road. So we get there and we get out and there's like crime scene tape. We're like, So you said this place was awesome.
Yeah, we were like, "Oh yeah, this is a great park. It's fantastic, great neighborhood.
It's the best."
And then crime tape. We look on the local news feed. Yeah, somebody got shot. Just awesome.
Yeah. Well,
super great.
Let's stay in the middle of the park then. Let's not try to steer too far away.
Pretty much.
But Spokane is a pretty cool city for, even though it's like crime ridden and kind of crazy.
Well, there's crime in every city.
True. And we went to that really cool sandwich deli that you showed us where I got the Choco Bananen, the German chocolate banana candy. And there's a truck down the road that had the window busted out of it like the night before, it looked like. But still a cool city. I mean, it didn't happen to us.
Spokane has a lot of interesting qualities.
Yes.
Good breweries, several of them.
Remember that pub we went to? That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And there's like the chariot thing going around town. People riding horses.
Yeah, there's cool parts about Spokane, and it's big enough to have some city qualities, but small enough that it doesn't take all day to get around.
True.
So, yes.
And it was a World's Fair city.
Yes, it was.
So there's like decorations.
My father-in-law went to the World's Fair while it was there.
That's probably a pretty cool experience.
He thought it was pretty
neat. I heard
neat.
they were supposed to bring it back again.
The World's Fair?
Well, I mean, like, to a city near us.
Oh.
Like Los Angeles.
I hate crowds so much I could give or take it. I don't care.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine what that would be like. But it's like a really cool, historic, global event. It's almost like if it's near you or travelable, maybe you should try and go and see what it's like. I mean, you go to the state fair every year, right? And there's a ton of people there. But there's a lot of good food there, too.
If my wife didn't enjoy going to the fair so much, I wouldn't go to the fair.
Fair enough. I wouldn't drag you there, that's for
enough.
Sure. Fair. Hey, I see what you did there.
Ah.
You sneaky
announcer
bastard.
Voice joke, huh?
So, once again, I wasn't able to watch any hockey last couple, 2 games over the last week.
You disappoint me yet again, Starscream.
What? Did you say Starscream?
Yes.
The hell is that?
It's from a movie. Starscream is a Decepticon.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Megatron goes, "You disappoint me yet again, Starscream." He says it a little different, not in radio announcer voice. It's a bit more sinister than this current voice.
Yeah, I don't get movie references ever. I think you should know that, but
I do know that.
Just drop as many movie references as you can. This podcast turns into me being just a baffled, dumb person.
You probably know movie quotes from Kazam.
No, not even Kazam. Space Jam, maybe.
Fair enough.
That's more like my kind of basketball.
It's just a better movie.
No, really, I just have a terrible memory. I don't remember anything. But speaking of basketball, as a really smooth transition into that sport we're going to talk about, I won't do the graphic yet, but I have some things I want to talk about. Alice says, I went to the park where the World's Fair took place when I was at the U of I. I'm pretty sure I saw drug deals going down.
I don't doubt it.
I don't doubt that either. But my first time in Portland, I've heard stories about Portland being like one of those really cool, eccentric cities, but it's also like the high end and the low end are divided by a street. And that's kind of how it was. Like, we were on like the border of that, and there was somebody outside a bank like with a paper bag saying, like, "Don't leave me here. I don't have. I need to give you my money still." Or I don't know. It was weird. Like, she was trying to hand off a brown bag, and this person's like, "No, there's people here." And we were just walking by, like,
I'll take your money.
we see both of you. Just do what the hell you're here to do and move on with your life. My goodness. But yeah. So there's this thing that I'm sure that there is a phrase for it, but I don't know what it is. And I'm going to just call it the new kicks effect. And it actually goes back to my BFA project I did, and I've mentioned it enough times. I'm not going to go into it too much, but there's a certain feeling you get when you like get new shoes that you like, there's like this newfound confidence, like a new pop in your step, you know? Like when you got your new Vans this summer, you were stoked about that because you hadn't had new shoes for a while.
I was more stoked that they weren't falling apart.
Well, there's that, but like, I mean, it's a piece of clothing that you put on your feet every single day. And Micah, he's a big time Vans guy.
They fit my wide feet.
There you go. I had a pair of Vans in like middle school, and they were like the most comfortable things, and I don't know where they went. And I just bought Nikes and stuff like that from there on. But from what I've experienced, they are comfortable shoes. Helena, welcome to the show. Nice to have you here.
Hello, Helena.
I'm talking about this thing that I'm calling the new kicks effect, where you get new shoes, you have this newfound confidence, and I feel like it goes to like when you're on the basketball court, you get new basketball shoes, or in football, new cleats, baseball, soccer, whatever it is. There's a certain positive, like, oh yeah, it's like a new beginning, you know, and you're going to try out your new shoes and see how they work.
You're saying like, look good, feel good, play good kind of thing?
Yes, just like that.
Okay.
And I mean, to put it in a song, like Macklemore's,
look good, play good. Look good, feel good, play good. That song?
Macklemore shoes.
Jake says Vans aren't cool anymore. Ha ha ha, rude.
Rude.
Jake, Vans are still in.
What is that song called? It's
you know what's not in, Jake? NOS energy drinks. Totally out of style.
What is the song? It's a song about, Wings, where he talks about like getting caught into the craze of like getting the new shoes, not wanting to crease them.
This air bubble right here
to
make me fly.
Exactly. That is a 100% accurate quote from the song. I appreciate that.
Don't crease him. Just leave him in that box.
Should have had Micah just do this song and radio announcer voice.
Got murdered for his fours.
It would make it sound comical, though, and I don't think that's the point. Helena says, I still like my Vans. Amen. They smell like piss. Wait, what?
She's right.
What, Vans?
No, the NOS energy drinks.
Oh.
Jake was drinking one today at our place of business, and I didn't say anything until now.
Oh, I didn't see that first comment. Okay. Yeah.
Because he was making fun of Vans, so I made fun of his energy drink.
A lot of energy drinks smell like Smarties to me. Like
Red Bull is like liquid Smarties.
Yes, and Rockstar is kind of the same way. But yeah, so that song called Wings by Macklemore, where he talks about like how you put on these new shoes, they're going to make me fly. I'm going to be so much better. I can dunk now. I'm going to touch the net for the first time in my life.
Mom, I touched the net. It was the best day of my life.
There you go. This is unscripted, people. I can't believe it. This is going great.
Yeah, my phone is in front of me, but it's this live feed.
It's just the live feed,
nothing
just
else.
To see. Okay, just see comments. Hey, Andy, welcome to the show, man. It was a good time hanging out with you this weekend.
Andy, hello.
We went to an event called Winterfest, where there are local breweries that sell
Winter Brew.
Winter Brew, yeah, that's what it's called. Had a good time there. That's all I can say. Just had a good time.
Did you guys stay downtown the whole day after Winter Brew?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we left and came back, and you were.
Yeah, we were
still downtown.
Still downtown. Yep. But welcome to the show, Andy. Glad to have you here. To go back to the new kicks effect, I think that kind of carries over into also uniforms with teams. Because I remember like when I played Y-ball, or even T-ball when I was little, I didn't play a ton of organized sports, but when we got uniforms, that was like a pivotal day in the year.
It's real.
It's like, oh my gosh, I made the team. I know because this is my jersey. These are my shorts. Like, holy crap. And I think when you get your new gear, you're like just excited to get going and ready, start with the season or whatever it may be. And so on a little side note in the NFL, we are going to talk about some more NFL later, obviously. Super Bowl's coming up this Sunday. But Micah's team is the Titans, and I saw on Twitter that there are a lot of Titans fans who have these crazy theories about what they think they're going to do with the new uniform designs.
We have to wait till April to find out.
You have to wait until April?
April.
Man, they're really going to draw it out.
Yeah, they are.
But I'm curious what you think that they are going to do, and I'm also curious what you would like them to do with the jerseys, or the uniforms, I should say.
What I think they're going to do is they're going to play up the red.
A lot
It's going to be more red. I think there will be more Columbia blue.
That's the darker blue?
The darker blue. There will
Okay.
be less powder blue, or whatever they call it. And I think they'll probably go to a silver accent.
Really?
Yeah.
To play off the sword?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think they'll add a steely color.
Hey, Brad, welcome to the show.
That's
Sorry,
what I
man.
think they will do. What I would like them to do, I don't really know. I could do without the flaming thumbtack T.
Yeah, it does. It definitely looks like a thumbtack.
Yeah, it looks like when you hear flaming thumbtack for the first time, you're like, oh yeah, and then you can't unsee it. That's all you see. That's all I see.
Dang it. Well, good thing they're changing their brand then.
So playing up the sword would be great. I don't think silver's quite in. I think it's more of a matte community now.
Si, senor.
Or an anodized metal look. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Like an anodized red. That would be
cool.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Quote unquote
Kinda like-
sick.
Kind of like a Cougs helmet.
Yeah, kind of.
Like the
Yes.
metallic looking thing.
The Utah Utes did a really, like, if you look up Utah Utes anodized red helmets, ooh.
I will right now.
They were
Everybody
good.
look that up. I'll drop a link. Well, maybe I won't.
So that would be cool. What I think would be neat is, you know how the Philadelphia Eagles have their wings coming off from like the face mask? The Titans could do that with their flames. That would be pretty lit.
So like off like this kind of.
Yeah, well, maybe not quite as high as the Eagles'
Okay.
wings, but just the side of the helmet, kind of like Oregon did with their
Okay.
metallic duck wings
the duck
coming off
wings.
the side of the helmet.
That
I'm
would
not
be
an
pretty sweet.
I'm not an Oregon fan by any means.
Yeah, that would be. I would like that.
Yeah,
See, I wonder where the red comes from. Like, sometimes
it's an accent in their current color.
Right. I've seen the red before and like the flames and whatnot, but I kind of wonder like what the point of the red was, because I think like as a Titan, you're killing people. You're a warrior. Is it blood? Like what?
Well, I mean, what about the blue?
I don't know. The blue is kind of like bearing the storm. Like you're in the rain and you're killing guys. I just think of like 300.
Oh. I don't know the red.
Taylor, welcome to the show, man. Nice to have you here.
Hello, Brad. How are the new teeth?
I'm sure he's loving it. He's in pain.
He's in some serious pain. Huh?
Serious, super duper pain. But okay, well that's cool. If you think they're going to play up the red, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Well, I think that's. I'm not saying that's what I want.
Right,
I think that's what's
they're
going to
gonna
happen.
do. What you think they're going to do? Okay.
What I would like the most to happen, I don't like the white helmet. I don't think white is a good base color for any professional sports team helmet.
Kind of like the Rams' new look.
Yeah. Well, no, the Rams I'm okay with because the horns are white. The base is blue.
So you could see it both ways, I guess. But
You
yeah,
could,
the horns
yeah.
are, yeah.
You could. An inverted one might look pretty cool for the Rams.
Yeah.
But it looks cheap to me.
It does kind of look cheap. You're right.
So you have Arizona is also white and just a stupid bird logo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do something else.
Yeah, see, with white in sports like that, I guess I do see how it looks cheap because you just know how much money is in the NFL and just like, why didn't you add more color and more flair to this?
Well, I played little league football, or they call it little caveman in the town I grew up in.
Grid kid?
Yeah, grid kid around here. And everybody's helmets were white.
It's cheap.
It's cheap.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's, to me, you got to think like the NHL goalie helmets. They're works of art.
That would be sick.
And everyone's individual. I'm not saying go that extreme, but it's a canvas. Do something exciting.
Yes. I just got an idea.
Right now, it's 2 stripes and a flaming thumbtack.
Whee!
Do something better.
Yeah, see, a lot like white in like other design disciplines, like not necessarily fashion, but like graphic design, web design. White space is a good thing, but that's totally different where you're like reading text and trying to look at information. You want your team to look badass. That's what you really want. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you're the Titans.
Yeah, do something.
Scare me.
Like have us like.
Hello, Cody.
Cody, you're back. Thanks for joining the show. See, I want them to play up the powder blue more, but I don't want them to do it like. I don't want it to be like a color rush Thursday every week. You know what I mean? I want them to use it sparingly, but in a classy way. But that being said, I would love to see a powder blue matte helmet. I'm not sure what maybe the logo would be more like a monotone thing, but that would be a lot more fashionable, I think. But that would, I don't know. Okay, that's not what I want to happen, but I would just love to see what a powder blue matte helmet would look like. It would be really interesting, especially in the sunlight.
Brad says, did you see the Jazz new uniforms last night? They were cool. They were very Miami beachy, but I like Miami's new uniforms. Those are sick.
I haven't seen the Miami ones.
Oh my goodness, Kyle. Miami Heat new uniforms.
City unis, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's like going like the Miami Vice direction with like those the baby blue and the pink.
How do you say? Flame emojis.
Yes.
Several of them.
Jacob/Tara, welcome to the podcast. Nice to have you here again. But no, dude, the Miami uniforms are sick. And the Jazz uniforms, I get that. But I think where people are kind of hung up is like, it's the city. It's supposed to be the city themed jerseys. Why is it the Red Rock? Why are they doing this? It's like, well, that's a pretty huge identity for Utah.
Giant.
Like St. George.
Moab
and
Price.
Arches, the national
Monticello,
parks, Zion,
Natural Bridges.
Like, it makes sense for the state of Utah, and I think, I don't know, I can appreciate it. They did a really good job of incorporating that into a brand.
Yeah, what do they want for the city uniforms for Salt Lake City? Moroni and some mountains,
just the chapel,
and some water you can't drink, and
yeah, they want like a 2.5% beer on your jersey.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, if you're being realistic. Like, I feel like there should be I feel like maybe if I had the time, I would totally do my version of the NBA City gear. And it would be like a literal take on it,
Detroit would be
just run down.
riddled with gunshots.
Just like you just imagine what a rainy gutter looks like after winter has passed. That's what the jerseys would have as a texture on it. It'd be like dirt snow. Brad says statewide. Yeah, see, they went the statewide approach. I can see that.
Yeah. And it's better than the Salt Flats of Bonneville, and it's just another white jersey.
Ugh.
I'm not saying I dislike white, just the white Titan helmet. Get rid of it.
Brad says they interviewed the guy involved, and he said they wanted to represent the whole state. Okay, I see. Well, I think that's a cool take on the idea. I mean, I guess you could say like the Toronto Raptors, they're playing off of like the North, and because Canada, North.
I don't follow.
It's more of like a cultural thing with the country or the area rather than like about a specific thing.
It should just have, hockey sticks and sorry across the chest.
See, it'd be really interesting if they incorporated like a hockey element to a basketball jersey. It'd be like an ode to sport culture in this other country that is so big.
They should make like around the backboard, they should paint it red, like a hockey goal.
When they score
texture
baskets.
on the glass. Oops.
When they score points, there's like an alarm that goes off every single
Red lights
time.
go off everywhere, and big horns blow.
Yeah.
People do chants.
So I guess going back to the Titans stuff, I'm not a fashion designer. I'm a graphic designer, web designer, so it's kind of hard to like say what I would do or would like to happen. But I love the idea of incorporating the sword somehow. I think that would be a really cool. That's probably like their most prominent feature in what they currently have. So if they can play off something that they had before to just have some consistency with past branding, that can be huge for them in terms of like a branding success and what people recognize. But I think the sword should be more prominent. I personally like the baby blue, but I feel like there should be more baby blue, less navy, and still just like a hint of red. but done differently than like a thumbtack.
Yeah.
Like making it the accent on the flames. Like, okay, we see what you did there because it's flames, so you put red there.
What I don't want, I'll probably be happy with what they do. I feel like the Titans are run by a competent organization based on their hires recently. And what I don't want is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers rebranding where they took the same logo and just made it way bigger.
Yeah, they're like, look at us.
Look, it's better. No, it's not.
In case you haven't seen, if you don't know who we are, here we are.
Yeah.
Hello.
Tampa Bay, you had a great logo many years ago, and you ruined it.
Yeah.
And it was okay, and then you just made it worse.
Yeah. But I always love seeing those things, like people who recreate uniforms from different sports, like bringing soccer uniforms or football into American football. I think that's pretty cool because it's kind of, again, like the ode to the other sports style, and because soccer sports definitely have a very specific look. Brad says, way to go, Kyle, on winning a safety coin design. Oh, thanks. So as I mentioned, I'm a designer. I submitted a design for these safety coins to Idaho Transportation Department, and one of mine got chosen. I got big kudos. Thanks, Dad. I'm flattered. Oh my gosh. I wasn't ready.
Speaking of design, the Jaguars two-tone helmets
Gross.
are no more. Yeah, as much as I don't like the white Titan helmet, it was never as bad as the two-tone Jacksonville helmet.
The two-tone Jacksonville helmet reminds me of like great white sharks. Great white sharks. There we go. Where their bellies are white, so if things look up at them, they look invisible, and if you look down, you can see them because it's dark. Like, I just think they did it so that, like, oh, if you see gold, you should be chasing that person or following him, or I don't know. It's weird.
My problem isn't the two-tone. My problem is the logo bisects the two-tone.
Yeah,
and
that
it's
is
just,
also a problem.
It's just this cheap Jaguar-looking thing sitting in the middle of two different colors. Take that off and it looks a lot better.
Yeah.
It's still kind of weird, but it looks better.
Yeah, and see, I think it'd be really cool if they just did like a leopard print. Or
Yeah,
like
why not?
A jaguar print,
Why not?
It'd probably be more in... If they did something instead of a gradient, like gold to matte black, if they did like a hard angle cutting through it,
Yeah.
it'd be like, oh, that was intentional. They meant to do that. Not like, here,
They dipped half of it in paint.
Hey, Betty, just spray paint the back of them. We'll call it good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that helmet. It bugs me. But I do like their colors though, like how they have that teal. I thought that was pretty cool. So
Yeah, I'm okay with the rest of the uniform. Even the patch on the shoulder, that's okay. But the helmet's just gross.
Their color rush, mustard yellow, was not my favorite though either.
Oh, when they played Tampa and it was ketchup and mustard?
Yes.
Straight up.
Ugh. Put it on a Big Ben hot dog.
Gas station hot dog.
But yeah, so going, Titans, that's kind of what I think. More baby blue, accents of red, less navy blue.
I'm okay with it. I
Kinda
could do
down
without
that
the steel color because I think it might look a little tacky.
Yeah, I agree. Gray is also kind of like a dirty, cheap-looking color when it comes to design.
Vandals.
In uniform. Yeah. Silver and gold. Wow.
Well, the Vandals football uniforms I'm okay with because they're like this hat. I like that color.
Right,
what I don't like are the primer gray helmets.
Mm-hmm.
They're matte silver.
Actually,
matte silver's not a thing.
Matte silver.
Matte silver is not a thing. Silver is defined by its being one of the most, if not the most, reflective metal. There's no such thing as matte silver.
That is a good point. I did like those helmets, though.
I didn't like them.
They're some of my favorites. But the black helmets with the gold decal, that was pretty slick.
Those were good.
Yes. But the city gear, though, going back to the whole, like, you get new gear, you have, like, a new boost. Speaking of the Utah Jazz and their uniforms, they got the win over I'm thinking college now, over the Golden State Warriors last night in big fashion. Basically firing on all cylinders, and it was their debut of their city gear. So it's like...
Did Golden State start everybody?
I'm pretty sure they had everybody.
Impressive.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll say I'm not going to lie, I don't actually know. I haven't looked at anything, but I know they beat the Warriors, and the Jazz are a team that were expected to not do very well this year, but it's just so coincidental that it happens on a night they get brand new jerseys, and it's just like there was a fire about them, and
we hot.
It's like our jerseys look like they're on fire because of the colors, like literal fire, but also our game, it's lit. It's on fire.
Rubio.
Brad says it was a great game. It's what it sounded like. But then you have James Harden, who got the highest scoring triple-double of all time in NBA history. He said, yeah, they had everyone playing.
Even more impressive.
The help. Yeah,
I think we knew someone in that game.
Comments to help with the facts,
or Jacob knew someone in that game.
Oh,
yeah, because he was giving him crap, saying, "Well, you know how it's going to end. Don't go."
My brother got offered tickets to go to the game in like the lower bowl.
Michael,
but the way they do it is they offer them to you like around midday. You have to go to the game that day and be back for work the next morning at 6 a.m.
So you have to leave like
you have to like leave work immediately, and I don't think you get paid for it. It's just like, see you later. Oh my gosh. And then you have to drive back at like 11 at night after a quick trip. I know that my dad and Michael have done that a couple times with the Mavericks, and they're like, never doing it again. Hard pass. Brad says, last I saw, the Jazz were shooting 69%. Hey-o!
Nice. Nice.
That's a win in itself.
Rap porn sound.
I wonder if like NBA analysts are out there like, oh, I think they're onto something here.
Giggles internally.
So since we're talking about some basketball stuff, I'm going to just rattle off some rapid news. We spent a lot of time on the fashion segment here.
Water time.
Wasn't really expecting that, but I also need water.
It's very dry in here.
Dry. So dry. So some rapid NBA news for you. Oh, first, let me drop this.
Squishy ball graphic.
Basketball is my favorite sport.
I like the way they dribble up and down the court.
Man, we are in sync today. I like it.
Me and my announcer voice.
So, in case you didn't know, Blake Griffin, the LA Clipper face of the franchise guy, has been traded to the Detroit Pistons.
He's a model citizen, never done anything inappropriate with anyone's head. What a guy.
He's been kind of a crybaby lately, but there's been some tension, obviously. They lost Chris Paul, the guy who threw him lob city passes all the time, and he was stuck next to DeAndre Jordan, who kept stealing all of his alley-oops.
And also wants out.
Yes. So that's pretty big news. So he joins Andre Drummond, yet another dominant big guy in the league, but in the East this time. That kind of changes the picture in the East, I think, a little bit.
He dropped the D.
Hey.
Went from DeAndre to Andre.
From one D to the... Man, that's funny because drop starts with the D too. Oh, man. Other news, DeMarcus Cousins, a.k.a. Boogie, he ruptured his Achilles tendon.
Ouch.
Which really sucks. He was having his best year of his career. Ruptured his Achilles just in a normal basketball play, basically just trying to get a rebound. He's like, ow, there's a pain.
Ouch town. Population, Boogie.
Yes. And more, actually. There's more injuries, and the wrong, injuries suck, man. Sorry, I just thought the logo was getting cut off. Brad says, never again for sure. That's about going to the game midday, but I'll come back. And then he said, never injured.
What?
Never injured.
Oh, Blake. Yeah, Blake's never injured. He hasn't missed 60-something games.
Yeah, he's always out with something. But probably because of all those acrobatic, high-flying, don't even touch the rim with my hand, throw down dunks. He's literally throwing the ball down into the hoop.
I don't know. Russell Wilson does that every night. Russell Westbrook does that every night.
Russell Westbrook.
Russell West broke. Russell West ain't broke.
West Brody. But yeah, so Boogie ruptures his Achilles. Similar to Kobe's Achilles when he went down. It was turn and go down the lane like I've done 1.5 million times. And then, there's a pain in my leg.
But unlike Kobe, Griffin's a good player.
Totally.
Challenge flag.
Challenge. Let's look at the stats. Da, 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 da. We could totally have some music for that too. We need a sound engineer. We'll hire for free.
If you guys want to donate to get us a sound engineer, hit us up.
I am getting a donate button. Support the podcast. We do this every friggin' week.
Every freaking week.
Yeah.
Come on.
Buy us dinner before the show. We'll send you snaps.
Thanks for the za.
Slinging za in the office before the show. # BSB2L. Other injury news, John Wall out approximately 2 months. He has a knee scope surgery of sorts going on. And if you're counting, that's now 2 All-Stars who are out.
Sounds like he went from John Wall to John Bench.
Oh, damn. Bench from the All-Star game, bench for a couple months.
Whoa!
Kevin Love also broke his hand.
Convenient.
If you're still counting, that's 3 All-Stars from Team LeBron who are now out of the All-Star game. Brad on Facebook says, oh my goodness, a Celtics player just went and dunked and got his legs taken out, landed on his back. Ouch. I've had that happen in my lifetime.
You've dunked?
Huh?
You've dunked?
Yes. I haven't had that happen. I've never been dunked on either, so that's a good
I'm not
thing.
calling you out. I just know you're not that much taller than I am.
Yeah, I've touched the backboard. I've touched the rim, like the box underneath the rim, the orange part. It's still the rim.
Still counts.
Count it.
Just the box.
I was playing in a game, and I'm a ferocious rebounder. Like, I'm 5'7.5", and I will kill you for the basketball, okay? That's how I play. You don't mess with this guy.
Don't at me.
You don't smash these taters. I don't know where that came from.
It's a bit of a stretch, but okay.
But
Penalty flag.
I went up I went up high for a rebound, like two-handed, like, no, it's mine. And I got hip checked in midair, and I ended up throwing the ball, and I come down completely sideways and I landed on my back, flat on my back on the floor, and it just sounded like somebody dropped a wrecking ball, like boom, or a bowling ball, or 5. I don't know how much I weighed back then, probably 40 pounds. I was in 8th grade. But the whole crowd was like, ooh, like I had died or something. I didn't die. Here I am. But yeah, I know how
Record scratch sound. So this is where you would think I messed up.
Yeah. Let's take that back.
Take this back a second.
Brad says, my bad. He just hung on too long and released too late. That's scary.
What an idiot.
You see a guy like fingers hanging on for dear life, and he's like, phew, legs go up high, and you're just like, can't look.
I'm athletic enough to dunk, but not athletic enough to make it look pretty.
I misjudged this one, Mom. So yeah, there are 3 All-Stars on Team LeBron that are out now. Boogie has been replaced by Paul George, which I think is a fitting substitute. Paul George should have been an All-Star in the first place, in my opinion. John Wall is being replaced by Andre Drummond, having a hell of a year. It's kind of funny. Like, I feel like Paul George should have been in John Wall's spot just because of position-wise, but I don't know how they actually chose that. And then Kevin Love, I don't think they've picked a replacement for him, but it could be one of 3 players: Ben Simmons, Goran Dragic, or Lou Williams. And when Lou Williams got snubbed from the All-Star game, he basically just tweeted, and he's like, LOL. That's all he said. I think Lou Williams should probably get the spot. Ben Simmons is right there.
But he's just a rookie.
He's a rookie. He's going to be in some other showcases and stuff. But Goran Dragic, I don't think he's done it as well. That's just my opinion. But I also don't watch them. So you just don't hear about Goran Dragic. You hear about Lou Williams, and you hear Lou Williams is going to be 6th man of the year. Just saying.
Hot take.
And then college basketball. Do you have anything to say there? I know we lost another big game. The Vandals did.
Well, the Vandals won their last game.
Well, recently we played somebody, Colorado.
Yeah, they lost that one, but then they won the next 2 nights later against North Dakota. The traditionally high-powered North Carolina Tar Heels have lost 3 in a row.
Ooh.
And their fans are imploding.
This cannot happen.
What is going on? This is my life.
Michael Jordan.
It's hard to find myself. We have the Jumpman logo on our college uniforms. What the hell?
We're really blowing it. Well, probably.
Other than that,
just like the Hornets aren't doing too.
Other than that, nothing matters until March.
We should do something big for March this year. I mean, last year I wanted to, but didn't know what to do. But this time, I feel like with 2 minds, we can come up with something really neat. I'm sure the fans love to hear that.
Yep.
Just Micah getting his
my slosh on. Got to keep this radio announcer voice thing going.
Yeah, it takes a lot of
doing
hydration.
a number on the pipes.
I was going to say, you should have got 2 waters, not me. If you need it.
No, I can go get one.
Might have to pee during the show, though. That's bad news. That's not a good look.
Pause.
BRB.
Now here's Micah dancing for 2 minutes.
That's what we need. We need elevator music for that. Like, wait. Do 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 do.
Need a Bluetooth or a wireless microphone.
Like, here's Micah as he goes pee. Sound effects.
So Kyle, I was thinking that maybe we should go get some jazz tickets.
I really like that take.
That's a pretty good. Yeah. Good idea.
That was a not so subtle poop joke on the Abstract Sports Podcast. You heard it here first.
We keep it fresh.
Keeping it fresh. Oh man, 2 times a day. Actually, once a week, but
you should eat more fiber.
2
times a day, you should eat more fiber.
All right, so that's
poop jokes aside.
Poop jokes aside, we talked a lot about basketball. I don't think we have anything baseball related this week. It's kind of the Hall of Fame stuff is done now. What?
Pitchers and catchers report soon.
Yeah, that is exciting for baseball fans. It's kind of like a teaser. Like, oh my gosh, it's coming again. It's been almost a year since this happened last year. But I think we're going to move right into some of this.
Orb.
You know it's football because it says football. Use your context clues, son.
Orb.
Penalty flag. Right off your announcer face. So we have a big football game coming up this Sunday.
Sort of.
Yeah. Only the biggest.
NBD.
I mean, the matchup might not be the most anticipated necessarily, but I feel like the Falcons and the Patriots a couple of years ago was a pretty good one.
Kyle, do you have a coin?
Do I have a coin?
Yes.
I don't think I do have a coin.
We could flip a business card or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's it for?
Well, to see who bets first on the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because I feel we may have similar picks.
Yes. Eagles by 90.
Looks like I'm winning this one.
Okay, so just a little bit of backstory. The Eagles and the Patriots played in Super Bowl 39. Thank you, Wikipedia, for the stats.
2005.
2005. Micah called that one on the dot.
I did.
Patriots won that game 24-21. Believe it was like a last-minute field goal, if I glimpsed at the article right. But back then, that's kind of how they won Super Bowls, was game-winning field goals, it seemed like.
Well, if you're asking me, Super Bowls should be won by field goals.
Yes, that means it's a damn good game.
Yes.
It comes down to this dude and his foot trying to put a ball between two things.
A blowout Super Bowl is not a good Super Bowl.
No,
i.e. Seahawks Broncos.
I.e. Buccaneers Raiders back in 2009.
That was still better than
earlier than that.
Seahawks Broncos.
It was like 99, 2000, something like that. I was a Raiders fan at the time. I think. I don't remember. I was a fan of the winning team. Just kidding. But it's Super Bowl media week. Have you heard any stories? I haven't. I honestly, I listened to Golick and Wingo, and I listened to the Lebitard show when they were doing their live thing today, and it was pretty hilarious. But
Lebitard's great.
He is great, guys. So I do a podcast. Obviously, I'm doing one right now with Micah, but I don't listen to podcasts. I just know that a lot of people do, so I'm using this as my outlet. But also, it's easier to talk about sports than it is to write about them. But, man. Brad says, Alice, your peace and quiet ends tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I do have to say real quick, congratulations to my father-in-law. Today was his last day of work. He is now officially retired.
I thought he was...
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't think the world knows, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Not saying anything.
But, no, congratulations to him. He spent a lot of time with the state. Him and my dad worked together, and which makes things very interesting. I'm sure they just talk shit about me and my wife behind our backs. No, probably not.
They still haven't called me.
Eric is a great guy. So congratulations to him. Alice says Brady's hand cut still hurts. Boo-hoo. I feel like Alice is very much on our team in terms of how we feel about the Patriots, but I feel like she's also on our team about who she thinks is going to win the Super Bowl.
What do you mean we?
I mean, so you have Eagles by 92? Okay.
No.
Penalty flag.
No, the only story I've seen is, besides the hand thing, is Gronk. Will he play?
Oh, because he was concussed.
Because he's concussed. It doesn't matter if he is, saying 2 + 2 = purple, Belichick will kill who he needs to kill in order to get Gronk to play.
He'll deflate some balls to distract from the fact that he's playing, and there you go.
He'll wave his Belichick Jedi mind trick thing.
He just look at somebody and they change their mind completely.
He can't play, coach. He's concussed. He will play. Yeah, he's great.
You said that right.
Scored a 36 on his ACT.
You nailed it. Thanks, Dr. Belichick. Yeah. Anyways, so to the pick, we're gonna flip a card here. This game is kind of like, I think, I'm not gonna make any assumptions, I guess, about who you're gonna pick and who you're not, but we're gonna flip this card, and I guess Micah is gonna call it. How are we gonna do that?
Sure. I'll call it. The side that faces up wins and can pick first or defer.
Oh, okay.
This is the only fair way I know.
Okay. That way, if you get it right, you can choose your fate more so.
If you win the toss.
In the toss, yeah. So are you going to call it in the air? Is that how this is going to work?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So we have white side and red
side. It's actually my business card. It has my name on it. Kyle side up or Kyle side down?
Well, it has your name on the white side?
Yes.
I'll pick red side.
So he's going heads. All right. Here we go. Well, again, one more time for the camera. Heads.
Kyle.
Tails. Kyle side up. Kyle side down. Heads.
Not sure that makes sense, but okay.
Red is heads. Okay, guys? Jeez.
How about red's red?
Red is dead. Okay. Call it in midair, Micah.
Red. Okay, so you win. So you can pick or defer. It's up to you.
I'm going to defer.
Defer? Going to defer on a bet?
You gave me the option.
I know. I did. Brad says it's weighted. I doubt it. That would be a feat of engineering to weight a business card.
Actually, like glued something to the bottom.
It's a thin piece of lead.
It's one of my boogers. And
God.
Okay, so I defer to you.
I have Philly by 3.
Philly by 3. Oh, my. See, that's kind of what I've been thinking about all week. All week, I'm like, I might pick Philly as an upset. But now that I got the deferral and I got to pick second, it's like, shoot, what do I do here? What if I say...
Say Philly by 2, I'm going to hunt you down.
No, I want to make it a little more entertaining than that. I don't want to, I don't care what I have to do if I lose a bet. I just want it to be like something that we're like crapping our pants about when it comes down to the end of the game. Because that makes it way more entertaining, in my opinion. So I'm going to say, just to make it extremely interesting, Patriots by 3.
Okay. Brad says, "Oh my God, I'm astonished. Are you saying that because I picked against Brady, the GOAT?"
See, I'm actually really surprised you picked against him, but yeah, they've got to die. The dynasty has to die eventually, and I'm always hopeful for an underdog win. I think that would be super cool to see.
Well, how I see it, the Falcons should have stomped the ever-living Christ out of New England last year, and they failed to in the second half. That's the same New England team.
Could you imagine if the Falcons game had been like 56-6?
It should have been.
I mean, the pace it went at, that's how it should have been. But,
And the Patriots have the best player, Brady, and they have the best coach. But other than that, they have the best tight end.
Yeah, just kind of hodgepodgey.
Yeah, they have 3 best, and then the rest of them, not.
Brad says I should have taken Philly by 4. No, see, I want it to be like 3-3, so if the game's tied, it's like, comes down to that. The kicker misses it, and it's like, oh my gosh, going to overtime.
Well, if he picks Philly by 4, then if New England wins, I win the bet.
Yeah, so I've got to, I felt like my pick is justified, obviously, because it is the Patriots, and they've done things in the past.
Yeah, basically, we just did a pick 'em.
Right.
That's all we did. If Philly wins, I win the bet.
That's kind of how it
that's
is.
all we did. We did a pick 'em. So the score doesn't matter. We did a pick 'em.
Yep. But yeah, I think you're right. They're kind of like Brady always brings the best out of every player, and I think that's been their identity for a while now. Looking back, like they've had strong tight ends, sometimes strong receivers, but most of the time like a good slot receiver, like a Wes Welker before Edelman, and players like that who are just fast and never really a good.
Not even that fast. They just run a good route.
Yeah, and Brady just pinpoint precision, knows where to put the ball. And with the Eagles, it's kind of like a hit or miss type of thing.
To me, the game comes down to which Nick Foles shows up.
Yeah.
If last week Nick Foles shows up, 2 weeks ago Nick Foles shows up, it's over.
Or if 7 touchdown Nick Foles shows up.
Yeah, it's over. If that Nick Foles shows up, good luck, New England.
Yeah, pay that man.
Rams Nick Foles shows up, or getting benched Nick Foles shows up. So to me, it's on Nick Foles.
Who is their backup? I could look that up. I'm not putting.
I have no idea who their backup is.
Eagles roster.
It's not Alex Smith. I'll tell you that because he got traded.
Did. That is big time right there. But Super Bowl is even bigger time. Let's see. Quarterback. I'm just going to do a search here. QB. We got Nick Foles. Nate Sudfeld, Indiana. His stats are that's not his record. That's his height.
Rookie?
He is a junior. Or it says 2, so I'm guessing that means he's played 2 years. This is his third.
Yeah, it's experience.
Yeah. So,
or this is his second, I don't know.
So second or third year. He's 24. He's 6'6", weighs 227.
Foles isn't getting hurt. The New England pass rush doesn't exist. New England wins
safe.
Yeah, New England beats you with scheme.
Uh-huh.
They don't beat you with this. New England beats you with scheme, not with sheer athleticism.
Yeah.
So, which is what favors Philly. Is they're gonna be the more athletic team for sure.
Kind of younger team as well.
Younger, they're gonna want it more. The New England doesn't want it, but they won it last year.
I mean, guys, the Eagles players are wearing dog masks at their Super Bowl media.
Yeah, they are
interviews.
offended.
They don't give a shit. They're coming to win this game. That's kind of how they feel.
Yeah, Hoyer's TB12 backup. Yeah,
Hoyer. Oh my god.
Hoyer's a serviceable backup. He, however, when he was the starter for Houston in their playoff game last season, I think that was an implosion that I have never seen. That was an awful game.
It was bad.
No, that game in and you're like, he's done.
He played for the Browns before, right?
Yeah, he played for the Browns, and then he had a good season with the Texans. That's the thing. And then they were in the playoffs, and there's crap in the bed, and then there's lighting the bed on fire. And he lit the bed on fire.
Yeah, it's like crap. Like somebody craps in a bag, lights it on fire, puts it on your doorstep. It's like that, but it's in your bed.
Yeah, he crapped in a bag, lit the bag on fire. The bag was on the bed, and the bed was made of gasoline.
And then he jumped on it.
Yeah,
purposely. I like that. That's a good analogy.
It was a bad
spot
game.
On. But I mean, at this point, I kind of want to look back at some of the players this year who we thought would have been going to the Super Bowl, like.
Well, the one I thought still is.
Which is?
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, right. Okay. So, I mean, you have Carson Wentz, and then, oh, my God, I'm blanking on his name right now. Why? The Texans rookie quarterback, Deshaun Watson. There it is.
I didn't think that before the season, but halfway through, you're like, oh, damn.
Like, he's putting up numbers.
Boy can play.
Like he had 19 touchdowns in 7 weeks or something like that. That's insane.
He finished with more touchdowns and a better rating in 5 games than, like, I think 8 starters that started the whole season.
Yeah, something like that, which is stupid.
Yeah.
And as a rookie, it makes you think of Dak Prescott's rookie season with Zeke before they imploded because of Zeke's off-field shenanigans. Because they were having a great year, too. Then they get that far. And
Brad, Miami should never.
Miami should have no way.
You think Cutler's going to take you to the Super Bowl?
Landry is like their best player. They got rid of their other best player and gave him to the team that's going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, what one of the big moves that Philly made this year that helped them get where they are,
Any team would have made that move.
Oh, yeah. Ajayi is a beast, man. He'd run you over. Won't even care. He'll slap your mom. It's bad.
Which is okay in the NFL.
Jeez. Yeah, speaking of off-field shenanigans, jeez. All right, so the bet stands. I've got Pats by 3. Micah's got Eagles by 3. So
it's a pick'em.
It's a pick'em game. Whoever wins, wins. Sarah, welcome to the podcast. I believe it's your first time showing up. We do the show every Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern time.
This is not my normal voice.
This isn't his normal voice. He's just doing a radio voice because he lost a bet. We make a bet at the end of every show, and the bet we just made was Super Bowl bet. I mean, if you watch sports, you know that's the thing happening this week.
Yep.
Funny thing about it, I'm going to actually be in Boise this weekend. So originally we were going to come back Sunday, but Keltron's going to the Book of Mormon on Sunday, like morning-ish. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to hang out, maybe have a couple of beers and lunch, and be ready for the Super Bowl. We're going to watch the Super Bowl somewhere in Boise and then come home Monday. So 3-day weekend for me. Woohoo.
Woo, woo,
yay.
Woo,
but
woo.
Otherwise, Andrew, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for tuning into the podcast. We're just about to sign off here. We do an hour show every Wednesday, as I was just talking about to Sarah about. But I appreciate you guys showing up. Be sure to tune in next week. Hit that like button and the follow button if you want to be notified when we go live. We do this every week. We also are very active on Twitter, on Instagram. We post every once in a while. And, of course, be sure to check out abstractsports.com. We put all the new episodes up on the website. But we also try to write articles. I mean, I've been kind of lackadaisical about that, but I've been rebuilding. So be sure to check out abstractsports.com. If you are out there and you feel like you can talk about sports and you feel like you have some pretty good opinions, or even you can BS about sports like Micah and I. I mean, hell, we made a poop on fire joke in this podcast.
It's not hard.
We're just talking. We're buddies. We just talk about sports and it comes out naturally. So if you feel like you can be an entertaining person, talk about sports, or even write, please email us. Go to abstractsports.com/contact. There's a form there. Send us any questions you may have, and we can get you involved. But on that note, I don't think I have anything else I'd like to add. Micah, do you have any parting notes in your radio announcer voice you'd like to throw out there?
The contents of this podcast are not to be recreated or reproduced in any way without the consent of abstractsports.com or Kyle Richards.
That was damn good. Another highlight right there. This is like a highlight-filled podcast, I feel like. Shout out to Micah for being a sport and doing a radio voice the entire show.
I think I kept the volume under control.
I think you did.
My fear was blowing out the speakers.
Yeah, just everybody with headphones on
Oh,
dies. My God. Abstract Sports is now responsible for 4 deaths via deafening.
Abstract Sports is now responsible for any hearing damage taking place while listening to this podcast.
And then the next sound after that is...
Side effects may include blood and stool.
Oh, dang. Well, oh, man.
I'm going to have to listen to this.
Yeah, this is one I'm going to have to go back and listen to. Brad says, what is that fake news? Alice says, tee-hee. Brad says, LOL. Then he says, wow. Yep, that sums up this show.
Wow.
And that's all we've got for you guys this week. Thank you to everybody for showing up and commenting and enjoying the show. Tune in next week. Wednesday yet again, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll see you then. Peace out.
Bye. Signing off.